Hello YouTubers, welcome to Dart Baseball. If you are looking at this dartboard, then you probably have one of your own that came on the back of your English dartboard and are wondering, how do I play this game? Let me start by saying that you came to the right place. This is the only channel that truly explores this game in depth, and the rules explained are based on an extensive research and study that was compiled over years of time and over 1,000 games played and documented. There are other videos and forums out there about this game, but they are usually based in a fundamental flaw in interpreting the gameplay, which leads people to conclude that the game is primitive, silly, not competitive, and whomever invented this board design didn't do it with much thought of creating a seriously skillful and competitive game. Because of this disinformation and misrepresentation, people usually give the game a try, get bored of it, and then turn the board back around again and go back to playing English darts, never to revisit it. In this video series, I'm going to first attempt to expose that fundamental flaw, showing that this game is in fact an amazing, well thought out, highly competitive, and most of all fun game that requires a level of dart skill comparable to English darts. Then, I will proceed to go over the basic gameplay and rules that were established within the study. As it is, there are no official rules published by the manufacturers of these dartboards, and if there ever were, they and any information about the board's original designer have been largely lost over time. I actually find it pretty amazing that these boards are still even being printed due to lack of interest. It's my fear that they will eventually stop being printed entirely if somebody does not better explain the rules and hopefully repopularize this game. This is why I was compelled to create this study and now this series of tutorials. I'm also interested in feedback and if there might still be any information out there about this game that I may not have discovered through my own research. So feel free to comment and please like and subscribe. After going over basic gameplay and etiquette, I will then explain the individual zones of the board, scoring, and finally walk you through a simulated game. Okay, all that being said, we can now begin to learn the game, starting with the fundamental flaw that I spoke of earlier. If you watched any videos before this one, then you may already be beginning to understand what I'm talking about. This has been the cause of all the misrepresentation of the game. So please, pay close attention, because if you get nothing else from this series, I want you to at the very least understand this. You, as the player throwing the darts, are not the offense. You are not the one in the game trying to score the runs. You are in fact the defense trying to defend against runs scored. In other words, you are the pitcher, not the batter. Please take a moment to let that sink in and watch as the board almost magically begins to change before your eyes. You will immediately start to see some things that make sense while also experiencing a sort of dyslexia and getting your mind around the fact that you as the dart thrower are not trying to score runs but preventing your opponent from scoring runs based on your mistakes. All the while, your opponent is doing nothing to earn those runs but merely waiting his turn to throw the darts. It is normal for the concept to be confusing at first, especially if you have spent a lot of time attempting to learn the game from the offensive perspective. But with a little practice, it will become clear that this is the only way the game was meant to be played or can be played and remain truly skillful and competitive. The more you learn, the more it will make sense, so bear with me. Both darts and baseball are very simple yet ironically complex games, and this is no different. It is in fact a work of art. So I hope that you're excited now about learning this game. You should now be ready to proceed to part 2 of the series, where I will be covering basic rules, etiquette, and materials needed for keeping score. Thank you, and again please like and subscribe, and see you in part 2.